And we are live, kind of, sort of, with Christian McBride. And Christian, welcome back to Rochester. You were just here like, what, 6 weeks ago?
That's right. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you. So you'll get your taste of cigars and some funk and some jazz?
Well, I actually don't smoke cigars anymore, but
Really?
I traded one evil for a lesser one, so I smoke my pipe now. So I'll just take my pipe to the cigar lounge.
We've officially become middle-aged men.
There you go. There you go.
So you're touring with Chick Corea for his 75th birthday or Diamond Jubilee tour. So far, what do you think?
Well, Chick Corea is not only a legend, but he's someone I've enjoyed playing with over the course of 20 years now. And he's one of the greatest guys in the whole world. I love making music with him. He always writes amazing music, amazing arrangements. He always puts together great bands. And in this trio, of course, is the great Brian Blade, who's another dear friend of mine and someone I love making music with. So this is going to be a wonderful summer touring with Chick.
We're speaking with Christian McBride here on Jazz 90.1 as they're on tour with the Grammy-nominated album, Trilogy. And what can we expect tonight? Because, I mean, every show is a different thing, a different journey. But do you guys do a set list, or how does it work out for you guys?
Not really. Chick usually tells us what the first song will be, and then after that, he just calls it on the spot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
No biggie. That's what most jazz guys do.
We're speaking with Christian McBride. Christian, outside of jazz, we would be remiss without asking for your opinion on the passing and the legacy of Mr. Bernie Worrell of P-Funk.
Yes, Bernie Worrell was, you know that saying that they use in the movies, you know, like you talk about those old gangster films, he was the brains of the outfit, you know, but Bernie Worrell brought a very high level of sophistication and intelligence and intellectualism to the P-Funk camp. He was a child prodigy, you know, he wrote a piano concerto, I believe, when he was 9 or 10 or something like that. And brilliant musician. And he will definitely be missed.
We're speaking with Christian McBride here on Jazz 90.1. Also, kind of far-ranging in the other world that we talk about. You mentioned on your Facebook page the selling, it's kind of a milestone, the selling of Jet and Ebony magazine.
Yes.
And for us growing up, that was kind of really the source of news that really affected our community, whether it be music, fashion, entertainment, politics. What's your take on that? Because, I mean, it's really a milestone passing, but for us in our generation and before, what do you think?
Yeah, you know, I think it signals something concrete, and that is it's a new world. It's a new generation. What meant something to us is now gone. What meant something to our parents or our grandparents was gone when we were reading Jet and Ebony, you know. So it's sad to see it go. You know, I know that in this day and age, any sort of print publication is probably going to struggle. You know, I know newspapers are struggling. Hard copy magazines are struggling because, you know, everybody reads on their phone or their iPad or whatever. So to think of the black community without a Jet or Ebony magazine, that's just like futuristic thinking that I can't quite put together yet, you know. So I always wonder how, if you're an African-American person between the ages of, say, 16 and 25, you probably never got your news from Jet or Ebony. Doesn't mean that much to you, you know what I mean? They probably go online and read The Root or something like that, you know. So, yes, it's going to be an adjustment to see it go. But, you know, life moves on and you make adjustments, and hopefully everything will be all right.
We're speaking with Christian McBride here on Jazz 90.1. Also, another major milestone that happened since the last time we spoke was the passing of Muhammad Ali. Can you give us your take in terms of his significance in the world of entertainment, in terms of also our self-esteem? Because a lot of folks see him as the athlete, obviously, but for folks in our community, he was much more.
Yeah, I mean, I surely don't know what else I could add to all of the great things that have been said about Muhammad Ali before his passing and since his passing. He surely is one of the top 5 people in my life who, the top 5 most inspirational people in my life. By the time I was old enough to really appreciate Ali, he was just about on the last end of his boxing career. It was right around the time he lost to Spinks in '78. And but I always knew that he was a bigger-than-life personality. And then once I backtracked and started to understand what an artistic craftsman he was, I don't want to say boxer because he was so much bigger than that, but with specific regard to the way he approached his art, which was boxing, and then how he eventually transcended that through something very simple, and that's sticking by his beliefs. That sounds very, very simple, but most people don't do that. Most people they go with whatever they have to go with at that time to make something work. But Ali was like, no, this is what I believe, and I believe deeply in that, and I'm going to stick by it. So for him to be the heavyweight champion of the world and decide not to go to Vietnam, and it's important to understand that it wasn't just white people that were mad at him. Many black people were mad at him. Previous generations like Joe Louis and Jackie Robinson, they did not appreciate Muhammad Ali. So he had nobody or very few people in his corner. And of course, as time progressed, we realized he was right. And the way that he was able to be an ambassador around the world, and as a Muslim, keep that in mind, that he was an ambassador for peace and loving everybody, as a Muslim man, so that level of importance, it's going to be a challenge to see that again in our lifetime. Hopefully we will, but I wouldn't put money on it.
We're speaking with Christian McBride here on member-supported Jazz 90.1, playing tonight for a sold-out show. He's part of the Chick Corea trio along with Brian Blade on the drums. Mr. McBride, again, thank you so much for taking jazz further, and we really appreciate everything you're doing. And a little quick plug for Jazz Kids, because I think that's something near and dear to your heart.
Well, thank you. Yeah, my wife, Melissa Walker, started Jazz House Kids almost 15 years ago, and it's been wonderful to be able to serve the children of our community, because, what we do is basically what a lot of public schools used to do, and they would have, music programs if you want to play in a band or combo or take private lessons. You could do that through your school, but you can't do that anymore. So now we've done that. So we have up to 1,000 kids all over northern New Jersey who come to us for private lessons and to really learn what jazz is all about and be able to express themselves and to be able to hone their skills, not just as musicians, but also as people.
The great Christian McBride here on member-supported Jazz 90.1. Thanks so much again, and you can see him probably in a road show near you.
There you go. I'll be back soon. I'll never stay away from Rochester for too long.